Let's go from this to this. This is my most requested tutorial, so let's get into it. First, you need an eyebrow brush and an eyebrow gel of your choice. I'm using the Bare Brows gel by Unicorn Cosmetics. I'm using enough gel just to coat the brow, then use my pinky to really slick that down, shape it down. Use the NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen. You want to make sure you're using an extremely fine brush. Start with filling it in around this area. You want to make sure you're doing strokes like this, hair like strokes. Once you're happy with how dark and how full this area is, you want to move on with like the middle section. Doing the same strokes with the front of the brow. You want to make sure you're being very gentle. It can look very harsh if you do too many strokes. Use any foundation and any concealer of your choice. I'm just going to be using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation, and I'm just going to use a Morphe Wake Up Artist concealer. You can use a brush. I'm just going to use this concealer applicator. I just find I have better control when I use this. You want to use a concealer shade first. That goes on the outer part of your eyebrow. Make sure you're taking your time, so don't rush this bit. Then you're going to use your foundation for the rest of the eyebrow, starting with this little corner here. Then I'm just going to do the top part of my eyebrow. I like to let it dry down a couple of seconds just so the concealer gets nice and thick. And then I'm just going to use my Sephora No. 2 concealer brush to blend it out. Because we use the foundation shade for the top part of the eyebrow, it's going to blend out really nice with like the rest of your forehead. The finishing look, this is how I do my eyebrows. Very easy, very simple.